I am Liz Pead, and I am a master weaver, and welcome to my studio. There's a lot of really okay design out there, but coming at it with a fine arts degree, and then 2 design diplomas, and then all this years experience. So I worked as a gallery preparator for 10 years, installing shows and doing stuff like that. And it was during the pandemic when I came back to my textile studio full time, and I just, all the art shows dried up. I could have painted and drawn until the cows came home, but I ended up printing and weaving and coming back to something primal. It's a first language in some ways. I found it centered me and it grounded me in a way that I really needed. To me, it's all the same being. It's all art and craft and design. But the weaving part of it, I just want to have something that sustains me. And weaving is the thing that the universe keeps bringing back to me and saying, Liz, you're really good at this and the world needs this. So why do I weave? I don't know. It's why wouldn't I make something beautiful out of what we have here? Ugh. So when you're weaving a rug, you got to beat it a little harder. 2 and 4. Let's see, where's my pattern go after this? To 3. So, wool is a sustainable thing to carry forward into the future. And I am surrounded by sheep. I'm sure every time you drive anywhere, you're seeing all these sheep. Those sheep have fantastic wool because of the climate here, that it gets cold enough, they grow really good wool. To have a light footprint, and using a resource that the farmers are throwing away right now. That's my goal. And to make something that we're already buying. We need those blankets because it gets cold here. When it's minus 30, you want like a thick woolen blanket. This just holds it in. Don't ask me why it works better than anything else. I've tried to figure that one out for years. Takes about 3 hours and 30 years. Because you take the 30 years of experience to come to it, to do it. So yeah, so by the time I get it finished, woven, stitched up, washed, I don't sort of count the drying days because it is what it is. But yeah, I would take like most of a full week. And then by Sunday night, taking out that drying time, I would spend Friday doing all the edges and all the finishes and all the little fringy bits that like have little knots in them. And then I would wash it and I would block it out, and it would probably take a couple days to dry that many blankets. So by Sunday night, I could be sewing labels on and get ready to start again Monday morning and do it. So a week to get 12 to 15 blankets on an average week, 10 if it's super complex. But yeah, and 30 years.
30 years.
Move your glue sticks back.
Yeah.
You want me to just slide them back?
Sure. Isn't that easier than the other day? Do you see how badly the other day, why I was almost in tears about that one? I realized I could probably sustain building a studio in which I had a production loom. So I have been chasing down for the last year a production loom, and I'm in the final steps in a couple of weeks until I sign for it. A production loom will enable me to make 8,000 to 10,000 blankets a year. Whereas right now, I can make maybe a couple hundred if I work really hard. If my negotiations work out and I get a loom, a 3-meter wide loom, not just 100 inches. If I get that puppy here and up and running, I would love for Liz Pead Studio to be a going concern and producing blankets for all kinds of clients, be it the small farmer that has like their little flock and they want me to make them like their blankets that they literally can say, these came from my flock, and they take to the farmer's market and they sell those blankets. I would weave for them, or I would weave for like a giant corporation that wanted something bespoke but sustainable to give to their clients or to put in, their place of business or to sell, or other retailers even. yeah, I want to weave. I just want to get the good Canadian wool that we're producing here out to people in designs that are meaningful and good quality. If I could have some sort of meaningful textile construction that happened in Fenelon Falls, that would mean a lot to me.